very pleasant evening, everyone. So, welcome all again to our 23rd session of our team and training program on psychosomatic disorders. So, today we are going to discuss about vaginismus. Before that, I would like to welcome all the chief patrons of WCOP, and Sri Vedagiri Ganeshan Garu, who is a patron and chairman for the team and training program. J.V. Lakshman Rao sir, who is the new patron for WCOP, Professor B.G. Reddy sir, the president for WCOP, and Ashok sir, who is the course coordinator, and all other, and the chief guest, Professor A.R. Krishnamurthy Garu from Kuvempu University, and Sri Elugu Suresh Kumar Garu as a special invitee. I welcome you all and also welcome all the beloved participants to this evening session. So I request B.G. Reddy sir to initiate this.
Once again, to all our beloved participants as well as our chairman of this training program, Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir, and the so-called Sudhakar Reddy Garu, core committee member and patron, our J.V. Lakshman Rao Garu, and chief patrons and patron Narayan Singh, and other core committee members and executive committee members, and our repertoire Ramadevi, course coordinator Professor Ashok, and beloved participants, welcome to this our session today. And today, I hope Krishnamurthy may join in the middle, I think. Now, in our midst, our special invitee, Elugu Suresh Kumar sir is there. He is from Anantapur. So, I invite you, sir, to this session. I think this is 23rd session. 23rd session. Right. Okay. Once again, just inviting you all to this 23rd session. Now I am handing the mic to Ramadevi.
Okay. So our chief guest for today, I'll just introduce. He will join and speak in the middle.
Okay, please switch on to our special invitee, sir.
Okay. So today's our special invitee is Elugu Suresh Kumar Garu sir to take over the session now on vaginismus.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Professor Govinda Reddy Garu, Professor Sudhakar Reddy Garu, Sri Lakshman Rao Garu, and coordinator Dr.
Professor Ashok, sir.
Professor Ashok, and special invitee Dr. Suresh, Professor Krishnamurthy, who is yet to come, and dear participants. The topic for today is vaginismus. What is vaginismus means? Usually it is used by medical experts, gynecologists. So it is just like a closed door. Okay. Or you can say if you offer ice cream to a child, it will open its mouth. But if you give bitter medicine, it will tightly close the mouth. Like flex, and vaginal muscles will become stiff and close. Trying to penetrate will create pain in the vagina. That is one thing. Another thing, while struggling to penetrate, the man will lose the erection and he will ejaculate. So such husbands feel that they are having premature ejaculation. Whenever there is a premature ejaculation of a husband, we should look into the aspect whether the lady is having vaginismus. And why vaginismus occurs is because of traumatic experience of the girl, right from childhood to adolescence to adulthood. Somebody has harassed and she has become terror-stricken and her body has become stiff. So this is a problem. Actually, it runs into a lot of women. We have no statistics, but it is there. So it is premarital counseling is required, and after marriage also it is required. And some of these people readily go for divorce. Even just after the first day, they will go for divorce. So the lawyers and police and the judges should refer them to psychologists who can deal with such problems. And so basic thing is trauma. Not necessarily they should have been sexually abused, but they have heard that penetration is a painful experience. If some senior girls are talking, the junior girls will keenly listen and say, oh, it's going to be a terrible thing, as if they are going to be killed and slaughtered like that. Okay, so the same thing will be there. And another thing, it is not only sex, but also when they feel that the delivery is a terrible experience, then they think if I permit penetration, then it is going to have conception and then pregnancy and delivery. Okay. So there is an aversion to delivery, aversion to sex. These things are there. And how to solve this problem is the basic question. Usually gynecologists, they give some anesthetic ointment to be applied on the vagina, and it will become insensitive. But they will not be able to enjoy. Okay. The husband may penetrate, but they will not enjoy anything. So that means it is anorgasmic relationship, or it is a cold turkey syndrome, as we have discussed in the yesterday program. So how to make them to enjoy sex, and the vagina has to open. How to open the vagina? So it is just like a door gets locked. So how do you unlock the door? Like that. One of the thing is there are certain dance positions in the earlier cultures in India. They used to teach Bharatanatyam to girls. So what they will do, they will keep the thighs wide. Certain steps are there in that. So Bharatanatyam, they shift their weight to one leg and extend another leg like that. Or they open the legs widely. So if you closely watch Bharatanatyam, there are several positions where the thighs open up. So naturally, this kind of vaginismus would not come. So I would recommend teach the girl, whatever be the age, 20 or 25 or 30, ask them to learn Bharatanatyam. That is one thing. Second thing is, ask the person to lie down and bend the after knees are bent, and what happens is, ask them to keep the knees closer. And the therapist, it is better to have a female therapist because people will feel shy in such cases. So the female therapist can hold the knees together so tightly, and the girl has to try to open it against that pressure. So these are muscles which are opening up. So there are specific names in physiotherapy. I don't want to tell that. But when she stretches the knees, okay, so the hip opens up. Again, press, against pressure, they have to open. Because what is happening in such cases of vaginismus, they will keep the thighs closed. They will not allow the thighs to be opened by the husband. So these muscles, which are contracting muscles, are stronger than extension muscles. So to strengthen that, ask the female therapist to press. But the male therapist can also do, it's not a problem because a therapist is not having any gender. Okay, it's a therapist. A doctor is a doctor, surgeon is a surgeon, whether male or female. Similarly, therapist is also genderless. So tighten up and ask them to open. The more they open up, it is not only the muscle is opening, the mind is also opening, the attitude is also opening. So it is connected. The mind and the muscle are connected. You relax the muscle, the mind relaxes. If you relax the mind, the muscles relax. So there is a reverse connection. And this is one of the very good things which they can do. Another thing is ask them to maintain hygienic practices, yes, daily basis and also during menstruation. So that can be also taught to them. And otherwise, it will create further problems. So that is another thing. Then give them genital muscle relaxation exercise, which we have discussed earlier. That is contracting and relaxing the anal muscle, genital muscle, both muscles. That will also be helpful. Next stage, ask them to apply oil on the vagina and on the finger, and ask them to insert the finger into the vagina slowly. Okay? Because it is their own finger, their mind will not be tense. The body will say, okay, after all, I'm putting my finger into my vagina, no problem. Ask them to put it slightly, 1 centimeter, and relax the whole body. Another centimeter, half centimeter, like that. So if it is tightening up, leave it, withdraw. You can try after 5 minutes. So slowly the muscle will relax, vaginal muscles will relax. Then put the whole finger in, no problem. Okay. And also, as our Sri Lakshmi Rao Garu has told, the G spot is there. The G spot is there. If it is a clock, vaginal area is a clock, it is at the 50th point. Okay. So, that is the second hand, minute hand goes to, that is 50 at 10. Okay. At that area, let them stimulate that G spot. So that will reduce the inhibition towards sex. Next thing is ask them to quickly close and open the vagina. Quickly, like that. That is also one exercise. Another thing is ask them to put their finger and try to tighten the finger with the vaginal muscles. Okay, because the vaginal muscles are already tightened. But if they put the finger and then tighten it up, they also know how to relax the vaginal muscle. It is just like Jacobson's progressive deep muscle relaxation, where you tense and then relax. Okay, tension leads to automatic relaxation of the muscles, and the nervous system also follows, because you cannot go on having the tension. At one point, the brain says relax. So that it's neuromuscular. So ask them to hold the finger by the vagina. Go on tightening. Then automatically the brain learns, the nervous system learns how to relax the muscle in that particular area. And also ask them to use certain perfumes of their favorite choice. Maybe best thing I would advise is to have sandalwood oil, which is available in any handicraft shop run by any state government. So it may be costly. A small bottle will cost about 700 rupees or so. Okay. So we are going to spend on medicine. It is better to spend on this oil. It can be used whenever they go out, or even at home. They can use it in their temple. Okay. This is what Muslims do. They apply the attar and the temple, and also in the wrist, where there is a palpitation of the vein. So it spreads. So when the smell goes in, it is good. And the husband can also use the sandalwood oil. Now what happens when it's a good smell, when they smell the husband's sandalwood smell, they also smell the smell of the husband. It is not only the sweat of the husband, it is the pheromones which are coming out of the forehead and also over the nose. The pheromones are released for humans, male or female. So when they apply this, that is giving one signal. And if it is picked up by the woman, then it goes to the brain and she gets stimulated sexually. Okay. That is why the widows are asked not to use perfumes, not to use flowers. That is a traditional culture. So because that smell will attract, okay, and that's a problem. So, but nowadays widow marriages are there, it's not a problem. So these are the kind of olfactory sense influences sexual behavior. If a lady is not taking bath and stinking, husband will not touch her. So a clean bath, cleaning the vagina, using perfumes, that itself will help. The husband can also use perfumes. So many perfumes are there. They may prefer lavender or whatever. Okay. So it should be of their choice. Nobody should say, use this. If they like one thing out of half a dozen perfumes, let them choose the fragrance of their choice. Okay. And then nicely dressing. Okay. If they want, they can go to beauty parlor, beautify themselves. So these are few attractions. Visual attraction will be there. Okay, so all these things will go together. And the central thing is, within one day, if you ask a woman to contract and release the vaginal muscles quickly, 20 times, then stretch your legs, again bend your knees, open up your thighs as if the husband is going to penetrate. Again do it fast, like that. And if you ask the person will say, yes, I am getting stimulated. So vaginal muscles will work. What is the indication that they are getting stimulated is the nipple will stand on end. It will become stiff. They can feel it. Then there will be vaginal lubricant fluid which will leak out of the vagina. That shows that they are getting interested. So if a girl is refusing to get married, that is because she is having anxiety and she must be suffering from vaginismus. And if you give this package of behavioral techniques, she will say, okay. She will not say, I will get married. But whatever the parents say, it's okay. That is a milder way of agreeing to get married. But if they are forced, they will go to the first night area. Immediately they will back out and come back and they will say, I am married. You can go ahead with the marriage of my younger sister, because they become a roadblock. So they say, okay, I got married. Now I have to go for a divorce and get all my 2-3 sisters married, or my brother get married, like that. Okay. So the parent should be educated that if the girl is going on delaying the marriage and refusing and rejecting boy after boy after boy, they have a problem. It is psychological problem and it is related to sex. So they can consult a psychologist. And these things, it is an interdisciplinary area. So who can learn these things? Any general practitioner in medicine can learn. Physiotherapists can learn. Psychologists can learn. Gynecologists can learn. But it is not happening. The interdisciplinary approach is not happening. So if we educate the professionals, it will reach to the community very fast, like that. Or if there are such cases, it can be treated instead of applying anesthetic ointments in the vaginal area, which is a violent area, because somebody doesn't like, the mind says no, and the person is forced to open the vagina with anesthetics, and then they will not be happy. They will feel that they are being used or abused, like that. So this is a brief explanation. Any questions, observations are welcome. There are more female therapists here, so each one should ask one question at least, because you will be helping a lot of women.
Yeah, sir, before female therapists raise a question,
Yes.
I would like to get clarification of what is the difference between frigidity and this vaginismus.
Yeah, frigidity means the vagina will open, but they will not experience anything. They are not having vaginismus. Vaginismus means closed door. There is a double door which closes. then one has to force into the area by pressing the doors. But here, vagina will be open. In the mind, they may be thinking of somebody, or they may think the whole thing is a dirty affair going on. You do whatever with my body. So it is a cold turkey syndrome. They will not experience any happiness. They liked a boy, but another boy gets married to this lady, then they will switch off the mind. Vagina is open, but they don't experience any orgasm. But this vaginismus means it will not permit the penis to enter at all. This is a very serious problem where girls back out from marriage or delay the marriage or go for a divorce immediately after. Even after just 1 hour in the nuptial room, nuptial bed, the first night, within half an hour they will come out and say, no, finished. For all, the marriage is Nam Ke Vaste, okay, namesake. So they say, I'm married, you go ahead, you can arrange for the brother, sister's marriage, okay, who are younger together, like that. So parents should seek help. And I would say we psychologists should address general practitioners, physiotherapists, because this has to reach a lot of people who are already handling such cases and they do not know how to handle. Okay, general practitioners, gynecologists, etc. Okay, even including surgeons, any medical faculty, they should know all these things.
Sir, shall I ask you a question?
Yeah, please do.
See, usually there is a misnomer that the hymen should be in its position and the blood should come. That is some people think of it. If the blood doesn't come, the girl is not supposed to be a virgin. These are all villagers' way of thinking, and
Yes.
marriages are broken because they think there is no blood, so my wife has been used. By these
Yes.
exercises, will they have that sort of breaking of the hymen?
Actually, the hymen breaking can happen for sports people or girls when they ride the bicycle. The hymen will be broken. So people have to be educated. This is not the problem. It is not a test of virginity. The hymen may be there and may not be there. And sometimes it has to be surgically opened up by gynecologists. Okay, the village people, if they say like that, you have to tell even the +1, +2 girls going by cycle, the hymen would have been broken at that time also. Even 10th standard girls, it may happen. Or if they activate long jump, high jump, pole vault, where the thighs open up, it will be broken. Okay. Another thing, if they are masturbating also, it will work. So we cannot say if it is broken, they have been masturbating, or we cannot say they had premarital sex. So we have to leave the whole thing and educate the public, and then parents also. That is why the Parents Teacher Association also should be addressed by psychologists, because they can ask all sorts of questions, and the answers are there in the book Marriage Counseling by Stones and Stones. Even if we do not know quite a few things, then we can educate ourselves by reading that book. And also, another book I would suggest is Sex: User's Manual. Okay, these are available in the bookshops anywhere in the country. Okay. Anything else?
So
Sir,
can
may
you
I?
just repeat that 20
Yes.
20
Yes,
times? So
who is speaking? Please tell your name when you speak.
this is Rama, sir. I just want you to repeat that step, quickly opening and as 20 times with the legs folded and open, sir.
No. With knees bent, thighs open, and feet also kept away, knees are also kept away as if it is a position for intromission, okay, penetration,
Okay.
technical term, okay. So in that position, they have to open and close fast.
Okay.
And then when the basic thing is when they try to close, the relaxation will automatically come. Close and open, close and open, gets stimulated. The connectivity from vagina through nerves and muscles and nerves goes to the brain, and then the brain says, okay. Even if they have been subjected to any sexual harassment, they will get stimulated.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Somebody wanted to ask, Getsy, you wanted to say something?
Sir, I wanted to ask, Sir Mercy.
Yes.
There was one case in my school, like a third standard girl, while she was playing down the slide, she hit herself, she hit her bottom and her hymen broke up. And it created a very big havoc in our school. And they wanted, the parents actually, when they took her to the the hospital, that created a very big problem. And
What was the age of the girl?
she was in her third grade, sir, third standard. She was third standard.
Third standard means age should be 8.
Mm,
3 plus 5 is 8. Okay. No, such things require some surgical correction. It need not be a hymen. Maybe the vagina itself would have been torn. So gynecologist can help.
okay, sir.
And the parents should be reassured by the gynecologist that nothing to worry, like that 8 years. But then, with the kind of movies and films and songs which are going on, the brain gets stimulated, and a girl of 8 years also can reach pubescence. Okay, it may not be an injury. Okay, if the girl child or boy child observe the parents in the bedroom when they are having sex, that will also stimulate the hormones to be released. So it is a precocity. They will come of age much earlier than what is normally expected. And in some cases, they will not reach the puberty even at the age of 20. Okay. So if a girl doesn't like sex, she will not reach puberty even at the age of 20. So that requires a specific management.
Sir, are there any treatments for those who do not reach this puberty? Because I know one of my friends who was actually a student with me. She is like now 40 or something, but she's still not reached her puberty. And she actually got married and no one told her about it also.
Okay, okay, okay. There can be an anatomical deficiency maybe also there. The gynecologist has to be consulted, and you should see whether she still wants to become pregnant, because sometimes the menstruation stops even at 38, 39, 40. It goes up to 46, 50 also it goes. So individual case, gynecologist opinion is required. And you should ask whether she is interested. And if she is already having sex, there is no problem.
No,
Whether she is
actually, she didn't know about it. She got married, and then they found out that she cannot have kids, and her husband divorced her. Now she is married to another person who has a kid. So that doesn't seem okay like that. So,
you should interview the girl and find out whether she had a consummation. Sexual intercourse, name is consummation. Okay. If it is there, there is no problem. But the egg production may be not there. Then the egg transplantation can be done. So these are coming in the gynecological area. Or a borrowed mother can be also there. For everything, there is a solution. Nothing to worry. But we have to investigate what is the problem and then recommend to the suitable reference of experts. Okay.
thank you,
Anything
sir.
else? Welcome.
It's Sudhakar Reddy sir is there. Yeah, I think he
Yes.
might have. Sudhakar Reddy garu.
Unnara?
Sir, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Am I audible,
Yes.
sir? Busy, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir,
You are not-
You contribute.
thank you, sir. Sir, Ganesan, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you have beautifully explained about restlessness and rigidity.
Okay.
Medically, there are certain problems like nutritional deficiency leading to
Yeah.
less secretions in the vagina and dry vagina.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
also leads to vaginismus.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, some infections also will lead to vaginismus. And if you treat them, that infections, the vaginismus will go away. And
Yes.
tight hymen. Some patients who have found tight hymen, and gynecologists will open that hymen. That solves the problem. And
Yes.
psychological problems, as you already explained, the frigidity, definitely they can be dealt by counseling. Then the frigidity and resilience both will go away.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, sir. This I want to contribute.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any practicing counseling psychologists can contribute. You know, they might have come across cases this time. I have come across only frigidity type of cases that simply, as far as that hymen opening is concerned, we have simply directed the case to the gynecologist. Later, they become normal. That's how, just as far as such cases are concerned. But vaginismus cases, I did not come across also. But like here, so many practicing counseling psychologists are there. They can as well they might have come across. Or Ramadevi, did you not come
Sir?
across any case?
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Sir, Ganeshan sir,
Yes, please.
recently a couple has approached me
Okay.
that so married 5 years before, maybe 2017-18 it seems like
Okay.
so. And see, husband got some spiritual thoughts,
Okay.
and he was always listening to the God's songs or music, likewise, like all videos, like spiritual videos.
Okay.
And he's very holistic and sacred, but he is enjoying masturbating
Okay.
because she is not cooperating. That girl
Yeah.
is not cooperating.
Okay.
And he's not visually attracted towards that girl.
Okay.
Though that guy is very young, 35 years age, but he looks like a 60 years boy.
Okay.
And see, the couple has approached me, and I interviewed both of them and I counseled. The problem is, that girl says he's not like husband.
Okay.
He looks after me. He takes care of me like father.
Okay.
And spiritually good, and he has good values. He doesn't have extramarital affairs. Though I'm not giving any happiness through sex for almost 5 years, but he is not going for any extra marital affairs. I like my husband. Likewise, she's saying.
Okay.
But when I ask the question to the boy, why she's not, means he's saying that she never opened the ties.
Okay.
And she's not cooperating even to gynecologist also, because whether to know to diagnose the problem, she has to cooperate to the either diagnosis, so like for gynecologist or surgeons or therapists, like so, but she's not cooperating.
Okay.
This is the case happened, and they approached me.
You see, the husband is spiritual and he is masturbating.
Yeah.
And whether he likes sex is okay or not okay, you have to ask him. Because
he likes very much, sir.
He likes, okay.
Yes.
In
Yes.
case a spiritual guy doesn't like sex,
Yes.
there are photographs, erotic sculptures in India,
Yes.
where Vinayaka is getting masturbated by his wife. and Shiva is penetrating into Parvati. Kali was pacified only by penetration. There are specific temples and paintings. Okay, so they have dealt with all these things. So if you go into the Google, you can cut those pictures and show to them. So even Shiva and Parvati had a consummation. So stop masturbating, have only consummation with your wife. And if the wife is not opening up the thigh, that is why I said close the thighs and let her open up.
Yes,
So
yes.
the muscles will automatically work. What he is doing, he is trying to open. She is resisting. But if you close us and ask her to open, she will do it.
Okay, okay.
And that will help. And you can ask her whether she has been sexually abused. If she
Okay.
has been sexually abused,
Then
then
traumas.
train her in self-defense so that she will treat the husband also as a villain, because
Okay.
her brain says male is a male. Okay.
Okay, okay.
She is not able to differentiate between the husband, also a man, but he is husband. A stranger is a male, but he is a stranger.
Okay.
So to overcome that, she should learn self-defense. And perhaps she has been sexually abused by a close relative in the family.
Okay, okay.
That is a diagnosis. But anyway, we need not go to diagnosis. Simply give her self-defense and she should be all right. And tell this man never to masturbate. You should have only sex.
Okay, okay.
Or in other words, he can even enter the wife, not necessarily in the vagina, but penetrate in between the thigh, from the back and from the front. Then the girl will gradually get stimulated.
Okay.
If you insert the penis within the thighs, okay, then things will be all right.
Okay, okay.
Also, we can be also asked to touch the penis and help him by masturbation.
Okay.
Assisted by the wife. So she gets familiarized with the penis, vagina, sex, etc. Because she thinks everything is a tab. It's a mental block. How to clear the mental block? There are many ways, what I have suggested like that.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, Ganeshan sir.
Yes, please.
I have come across a very interesting case.
Okay.
These are software engineers both.
Okay.
So they got married. They are relatives also.
Okay.
And, you know, accidentally they blessed with one boy. Now the boy is in just 8 years old. Just they are nearby to my place. I have been observing them, and you know, after immediately just blessed with the boy, this fellow gave divorce to this girl. The reason is he attributing that he is attributing I am not just enjoying with that girl as a girl, but I am enjoying or I am lying down, just I am stretching my hand on her body. Just he is imagining that girl so lean, and he attributes that I am just laying down with a snake. He was telling like that, and immediately he gave divorce. Now that girl put up so much of weight. Now he is looking so good, and again she got married, and now she is a software engineer drawing 2 lakhs per month.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Now that fellow, the very first fellow, again, she started just chatting with her, but she bluntly refused that fellow.
Okay.
So that is a very interesting case.
Because he was after the body. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sir,
Sorry, Pavi, you go.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, this is something related to one of my school. I do not know whether this is related, but I really need your guidance on this. There's one girl in my class.
Who is speaking? Please tell your name.
Mercy, sir. Mercy.
See, always tell the name because sometimes the video is not, I'm not able to see the video. Yes,
Sorry,
Mercy,
sir.
tell me.
Sir, this is regarding one of my students. I do not know whether this is related to this, but I really need your guidance on that. She is in her 12th right now, and she stays with her mother, father, and her stepfather. Everyone stays together in the same house. And she came in and told me one day, she was like casually telling me we all sleep in the same bed. Like she sleeps in the middle and her stepfather sleeps besides her and her mother besides her. And her father, real father, biological father, he sleeps in the hall. Wherein I felt it quite like a bit disturbing and complicated, wherein I wanted to speak with the mother, but I felt it really very sensitive. But I didn't feel it right also the way the father touched her while he came in and all those things. I felt it really sensitive. What could be done? So because the mother is having that person and the father also stays in the same house. But I'm really very scared for the girl.
Yeah, you have to teach her self-defense to hurt the stepfather. Mercilessly hurt.
Okay. But she enjoys the company of her stepfather. But she says, I like him more than my biological father. He is one who.
That is not okay. She should, if she likes both the fathers, it's okay. But if she likes the stepfather, there is something messy about it. So teach her self-defense and then she will balance out and keep a distance.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. And also, you say mother has to sleep with the first father and the second father on alternate days. You counsel the mother, you sleep with the step husband and the first husband on alternate days. That is also required. Because
so won't this affect this girl mentally and emotionally? Wouldn't this affect her?
That is how the stepfather may try to lure the girl and sexually abuse the girl. That is why self-defense. Second thing is, okay, first father and second father will alternate every week, the whole month. So that the wife will also understand that things are okay. Otherwise, she is not bothered about the original father sleeping away. So she is heartless. And that man is also so submissive, okay, henpecked husband. So as you are like a referee. In the World Wrestling Mania, the referee is there. The therapist plays the role of a referee and corrects the kind of irregular behavior in a family. Because nobody bothers, but you are permitted to go in and then do some suggestion, and then this is a kind of behavioral recommendation, I would say, behavioral prescription, which they will agree. You can sit with both all the three, two fathers and the mother, and then talk to them. Okay. And ask the girl to sleep away from both the men. I've
told her, sir, but she seems to enjoy the company of that person, especially. I tell her.
Gradually, she will fall a prey and develop an incestuous relationship. And that is the problem. You caution her. And she may become an unwed mother and meet a lot of social disgrace. You have to tell the world like that. Because a lot of videos are coming. Stepfather and stepdaughter having intercourse like that. So people are having access to that. So if they use the cell, they can always view. Then they say, what is wrong? Because the urge of sex comes just after the pubescence. Okay. So they will always find a logical excuse and say. So the school girls should be educated to keep away, otherwise they will be suffering.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Right, sir. Finish it, sir. Shall we?
Yeah. Yes, please.
So can I add? Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Tell your name. Tell your name.
So Getsi Solomon, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, Getsi. Okay.
Sir, I have 1 minute, sir.
Yes.
There's a lot of TV world. Sir, I came across two cases, sir. Actually, particularly this the topic we are discussing today. One case is like they are IIT professionals. They are from IIT, and this girl is like she has the pain, and they haven't done it till now. They have been married for like around like 4 or 5 years. They have been in relationship for around totally over 6 years, sir. So they haven't done it, and she feels that the husband should understand that I'm not able to just understand. And if he raises any question, he says that, are you only for my body? Don't you love me otherwise? So this is one case. So deliberately she doesn't want to try. She doesn't want to give it a try. Whenever he approaches, she puts him off by saying that you are after my body, so you don't love me kind. So that doesn't happen. And the another case that I've had is the same
And
thing.
before you go to the another case,
Okay.
tell her to go for a divorce. Ask her to go for a divorce so that the man may get married to somebody else. Now,
Oh,
this we are using as a therapeutic technique. She would say no. In that, okay, I don't want to go for a divorce. Go for a mutual divorce. Then only she will come out and say, no, I like this guy and then I want to be with him. Then tell her one of your duties is to give pleasure to the husband and to bear a child. If you are afraid of delivery and pain, then you give one
to
exercise.
some women, when we say this, sir, they are like, how can you say that? Am I only for that? Am I the machine, or am I like this? Am I like...
He is for everything. And except this, there is no need for marriage. Okay?
Oh. So we can be blunt about it, sir.
You recommend to her, okay? First you say, go for a divorce. Why are you suffering? This is also a kind of tactics which we are using, behavioral tactics, cognitive behavior thing. She will say, no, like that. Okay. Then take them around and say, live with the guy, and then you give him pleasure. Okay. Okay. And if you don't like sex, why? Because she would have had some traumatic experience. Teach her self-defense. If any other fellow comes, you hit him. But if your husband comes, hug him. Tell her. Okay. You need not have sex.
Actually, that's a love marriage, sir. They fell in love and got married.
Love marriage and this has nothing to do with that. Okay. In fact, some girls who have got aversion to sex, they catch a boy who is so submissive, who will agree to be away from sex also. So these girls are having some problem.
Okay. So the next case is this girl is having a problem, but they somehow went in for some kind of procedure and they conceived. That is the external procedure. They conceived, and now she had a baby also. Still, she hasn't had penetrative sex. She hasn't had it.
How did she have the child?
Cesarean, sir.
Cesarean delivery. But then how did she conceive a child?
They have this in vitro fertilization. IVF or IVF, I don't know.
Oh, I see. So
they have this actually in fact she was
many escape routes for modern girls.
Actually, she was telling me, in fact, I shouldn't tell this in a public platform because she's my client.
It's a professional platform. It's not public. It's a professional platform. You can share anything. That's why we are discussing.
What she told me was, actually what we did was, he wore a condom while doing it, and we collected it, and I used a ink filler, and I took the thing and inserted into my vagina. That's how I conceived, she said.
Okay, that means there was penetration. There was penetration. Okay.
Ink filler. Ink filler,
but then he penetrated and ejaculated and she collected that.
Yeah. It was a natural way, but somewhat a different way.
Okay.
And
anyway,
so nobody is believing her when she says that. Sorry.
He has not enjoyed one of the topmost pleasures of being human.
True.
And he has not shared it with her husband. You tell her, you educate her. Okay. And what you do is, I have given quite a few techniques.
Yeah,
Try
I
all those
listened to
techniques
all of
on
that.
her and she will change. They're all main muscular techniques.
Yes.
She will change. Whatever be the cognition, she will change.
What I was trying to tell is they can go to this extent, that is even to having a child without having the, I mean, without, like, they cannot bear the pain so much that it goes to this extent is what I was saying.
Whatever it is, you help her with these techniques.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Experiment and come back to me with the answer.
Right.
They are already gone. Okay, sir. I will. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Ramadevi.
Yes, sir.
Ramadevi.
Sir. Okay, shall I, sir? Am I audible, sir?
You are
Yes,
audible.
please.
Okay, sir. Okay. So vaginal is the medical term actually used by the gynecologist. So in this case, in this problem, the vaginal muscles gets closed during penetration due to the tension or fear or trauma. So the man loses his erection and there is a premature ejaculation, which makes the man feel that he has the problem. So this can be due to traumatic experience from the childhood or listening about the terrible experiences or anything related to delivery or any of the friends' experiences. So they develop an aversion towards the delivery. So premarital and after marriage counseling is essential. So the doctors will give us anesthetic ointment, which makes the numb in that area, so they can have the penetration, but they cannot enjoy it. So some of the dance positions like uh, thighs wide open and the legs widely open or from the Bharatanatyam steps can help in opening up of the vagina. So there are quite few ways to help the people, the women especially, to help with the vaginismus is ask the lady to lie down, hold. I mean, a therapist should be there. So a lie down, the counselor should hold the thighs tightly, and the lady should be asked to open the thighs against the pressure. So the contraction muscles here are stronger than the external muscles. So when the lady opens up against the pressure given by the counselor or the doctor, so the attitude and the mind will be opening, and the mind and the muscles will be relaxed, and the inhibition goes away. So it is always good to maintain a hygienic practices, and as discussed previously in one of the sessions about the genital muscle relaxation, like opening and closing of the vaginal and anal muscles. So applying oil on the vagina and the finger of the lady, and ask the lady to insert her own finger into that vagina and slowly, gradually uh, uh, penetrating it to the whole finger. So when the finger goes into that G spot, that she gets stimulated and she can have that inhibition from the vaginismus. So there is one more exercise which says, in which we have to make the person lie down, thighs open, um, and foot away from the waist, and the knees open, knees closed, and open and close vagina quickly, very quickly, open and close quickly for 20 times. So, and also ask the person to put the finger and tighten the vagina, tighten the finger with the vaginal muscles. So brain learns after certain period of time how to relax the muscles. So use of perfume oils like sandalwood oil gives using on the temples and the wrist, and the smells of the perfume helps to release helps the person to stimulate, and they can have a good intimate time. So clean bath, using perfumes, using a fragrance of their choice, they help them in getting the lubrication from the vagina and getting stimulated, and then the nipples also get erected. So all these are the indications that the woman is getting stimulated. So these techniques can be learned by the general physicians, physiotherapists, gynecologists, and any other medical practitioners. So In case of frigidity, there is an intercourse, but there is no pleasure. So, about the hymen can be broken and bread should come. It is not mandatory in all cases because it may be there or may not be there. Like sports person doing high jumps and long jumps, or any people who has the habit of riding a cycle, they may lose at any point of time. So it is always necessary for people to make them and educate them and give them the awareness. So a third standard girl fell from the swing and she had an injury at the private part. So gynecologist may help it. So any girl at that age, around 8 to 9 years, who are exposed to the videos or any other arousing talk with the children or any other media, so they also have the chance of getting early pubescent. So 40-year-old lady who was married but no puberty, so gynecologist has to take care of it. So in terms of medical, as Sudhakar Reddy has said, that it can be due to nutritional deficiency and some infections and tight hymen, which are the medically related issues. So, but most of them are psychological. So a psychologist can help them in having a good marital life. The couple who have been married for 5 years and the husband has spiritual thoughts and holistic and sacred, there has no attraction towards his wife, and as she is not cooperative, and the wife is also feels that he is taking care as like a father, not as a husband, and as he doesn't have any extramarital affairs, she's comfort with him. So, and she doesn't open the thighs. So ask the person if the husband, if he is okay with sex or not. So it is necessary for the woman to show the erotic sculptures of on the temples, on various temples, and it is advised to stop masturbation. The woman has to open the thighs as discussed in the this one, open the thighs against the pressure. So ask for rule out for any traumas and make her learn self-defense, or you can use another way of penetration, like not like a missionary position. So it is good that if wife is encouraged to touch the private part of the uh, husband and masturbate with her by herself. So IT couple who have who gave divorce. Okay, he was after the body. So so a 12th class girl stays with the mother and stepfather, and they all lie asleep on the same bed. So and she enjoys the company of the stepfather, and the biological father sleeps away from them. So it is good for the girl to educate her what are the after effects or the consequences she is going to face up if she continues the same thing. So she can become a prey and she can become submissive, and any traumatic incident might happen. So it is good to teach her self-defense and or hurt the stepfather bluntly so that he can't do those things again. It is good to keep a distance, ask her to sleep away from them. It is also good for them teach or explain the mother about what is happening at the home, which normally they deny. So it is advised for an advice for the mother is to sleep with both the husbands alternatively for a month. Then she will also realize the reality. So it is the responsibility of the psychologist to correct the irregular behavior of the members who are behaving. So IIT professional, she has the pain during. So she feels the husband should understand that only. So as a trick, we can ask him to go for a divorce, then she will understand, or she denies for the I don't want to go for a divorce. So then we can advise them, or we can suggest her to give him the pleasure then, and rule out for any trauma in any case, and self-defense. So the woman has a baby with the help of IVF. So education should be given in this case, and any couple who are married, it is the responsibility to perform the duties or responsibilities as a couple. So that means they should have the proper enjoyment or proper way of having the children. So, I mean, like due to medical issues, they can go for IVF or any other thing, but it is always good to have a way of having intercourse and bearing the children. So, that is all for today. I'm done, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ramadevi, for our very, I cannot say brief. It is total summary of this total session you have given. Just highly thankful to you. Now, just thanks to Professor Ganesh sir, our Lakshman Rao sir, Sudhakar Reddy garu, then our special invitee, and some other participants who have actually interacted and clarified their doubts. So, actually, you're all participating. What I request you, tomorrow we are going to end this 24 sessions, and later we are going to have on some other occasion the validity session also. And meanwhile, so you have listened, you have so many problems as far as this school counseling is concerned, family counseling is concerned, now psychosomatic disorders are concerned. I think majority of the counseling psychologists are practitioners. At least, please, before conducting, I think our validity session in the month of June or so. Meanwhile, at least I request the so-called psychologists at least go to a school or go to a college or go to a public. At least you just display, go with the banner and try to give some kind of psychological awareness to the public, so that you could have done a lot of help to the neither to the girls nor to the parents nor to the boys also. This is my humble request to all of you. Right? Thank you. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night. Thank you.